So I'm going to keep this really short and sweet because I know these two are dying to stitch me up. As you can see already by the cardboard cutouts, hopefully someone destroys these later. So thank you for coming. They're going to do the thanks and I'm going to pass you over to them two.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If I could just have a few minutes of your time.
Really? Go right there, have you today?
No. Being the Lord kind of mate I am, I feel it's my duty to say a few kind words on such a momentous day. Mike, I know you're going to threaten me with some kind of tax penalty, but as you well know, I've never understood what you're talking about, so feel free. I would like to say what a great day and a good laugh we've all went up to now. Ellie, you look beautiful today. And I really hope... And I really hope you and your family have enjoyed it as much as we have. So the Golden Girl, I mean bridesmaids, Joe, Vicky and Layla. Not too shabby, may I say. Seriously, you look beautiful today. No doubt there's lavish gifts to hand out, is that right?
There is, I don't know where they are though.
Somewhere. There's a couple of very special thank yous that need to be mentioned today. Firstly, a massive thank you to James, Ellie's father. For organising the service today. I certainly wasn't aware churches had bars now. I missed that one. I understand the early start on a Sunday now. I'm into that now. Seriously, I know how much Michael and Ellie appreciate everything you've done today. Also, I would like to say it's been a pleasure to have met you at last. Right. For you that haven't met Jan, Jan is the real brains behind the empire at Reddingtons. Oh, we've got presents.
Hi, Jan. Hi. No, that's not Jan. Jan's the other one. I don't know where it is. I'll send you out.
We'll land them out in a minute.
There they come.
Jan? Where's Jan?
Spain.
Right, okay. In fact, I know that Jan single-handedly researched and organised my stag do. So, a round of applause for firstly putting up with Michael for so long, and secondly for organising such a superb stag do. So thank you, Jan. Are we giving out the presents now? Yeah, what's the bridesmaids?
Yeah.
Bridesmaids, where are the bridesmaids?
Behind Anthony.
Please.
I'll do it too.
Firstly, can I see a show of hands who went to the wedding in Mexico and was invited? Hands up.
You was?
Anyone up there? Right, hands up that wasn't invited. Why am I standing here? I don't know. In fact, Mike actually asked, can you feed the cat while I'm away? Apparently it was close family and friends. I'd like to just point out before I go on that I promise everything that I mention today is from the heart and true. Right? You know me. Right, I know people always say this, but really this is a unique night for me. It's hopefully for the first time in 26 years I've known Michael. This will be the first time I'll be able to speak without a barrage of yapping and a frenzy of hand gestures and finger pointing. Unless that is, of course, Mike, you want to get up and say a few more. Honestly, at my wedding, you couldn't shut him up. I don't really want to be up here for too long, so I'm going to keep it short and very sweet. I first met MTK as he first introduced himself, or Michael Tony I'm MTK. Michael Tony Case back in 1985 at Cooper's Secondary School, along with many other good friends here tonight. I remember the day very clearly. Mike had swapped his chair with mine Mike had swapped this chair, which was covered in fresh tub of butter, with my one, ruining my brand new black Farrah trousers, which I was not too. The teacher, Mr. Atkins, a 6'5" psychopath, not too impressed with our bickering, taught us at an early age how to dodge a blackboard rubber encased in wood thrown at high speed. I could tell Mike at an early age was obviously a bit special. Through the number of hooped earrings in one ear he could hold. And the number of sovereigns his small frame could cope with. The Playboy signet ring also proved this boy was not to be messed with. Actually, Jay Love wear one of them. Mike's opening line on that day was, "I'm Mike, and I'm probably the best body popper to ever emerge." Honestly, I'm not lying when I say one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I know Scott Sampson could back me up on it. We still talk about it now, 26 years on. We became good pals, and through my good nature and a lot of perseverance, I taught Michael how to play football. And at one point, gallantly stepping aside to allow him to take over the year's captaincy. A sacrifice, I know, but it did allow me to concentrate on my extra lessons for the particularly gifted. Through school, through school we were close. I was more like a big brother, taking the flak for all the childish acts that Mike committed. This actually resulted in me being put on report for 2 years, being the last lemon to leave school every night. School was fun, but it was time to man up. We ventured out into the big bad world. We learned to drive, but never quite as fast as Mark Latford, it has to be said. We discovered the world of incredibly friendly clubbers at the Albany in Deptford. Remember, Aidan? And a lot of good friends standing there today, we learned the beautiful art of the running man dance. No doubt Bolty will be showing us later on. Mark's love of cars started at an early age and also ended quite quickly. Andy, I'll pick you up from your shift at Sainsbury's at 5 p.m. Don't be late, mate. We are going out tonight. An hour and a half passes, and I'm still standing there in my killer brown uniform, but no Michael. I walk home to hear from Mike's mum, and I'm told the news. He's only bloody managed to write off 6 cars in Green Lane, and there's a helicopter involved. It was actually in the local newspaper. Thankfully, Mike was not too badly hurt, apart from taking a massive crack to the nose. I was late to find out our other good friend, Vin, who was also in the car, was not so good and in serious pain with a bruised arse. There were hints that Mike was heading for the big time, and we could see the signs of success. When he brought home a white Escort Mark III, not 2, but 3. Top boy. We spent the next weekend painting his wind mirrors and rear spoiler with white emulsion, much to cousin Andrew's delight. I can still see him shaking his head today in absolute disbelief and utter disgust. Without wanting to sound that I am the reason for Mike's success, I actually introduced Mike, a good friend of mine at the time, who showed us what a successful accountant could earn and the type of house that was achievable through hard work. Books that were a good 2 inches thick, what I saw as decent roach material, would certainly be by Michael's side for the next few years. I seriously feared for Mike's sexuality. People often ask me, Andy, Mike's a pleasant enough chap, but, well, we never see him talking to a girl. Always wanting to rather natter about balance sheets and tax returns. And you're also opposite, Andy, they would say. Is it, a bit... No. Honestly, we won't be hearing any cringy stories about ex-girlfriends or one-night stands. I even sat down with the family and said, look, we should really try and dig him up a little bit. But as you know, that's not what I'm about, so I'm not going to make it like that. I'm not half. Sometime later, no more painted wind mirrors. Mike turns up in a BMW M3. a car that really Don Johnson should be driving. Let alone a 21-year-old gold hoop playboy wearing thin, skinny lad from the Nam. It actually got to a point where we knew the various policemen in the area by name, as they were convinced that we were up to no good and routinely putting us over. Mike reinvented the geeky briefcase carrying accountant image and brought in the Mottingham Yuppie. Although the briefcase unfortunately is still seen swinging merrily in Michael's hand, full of cash. The rewards of some serious hard work and a special family are here for us all to see today, and a house that will probably keep me busy for every Saturday for the rest of my life. I could go on all night talking about Mike and Jamie's love of sequins, naughty embroidered t-shirts, white paint and skin crocodile shoes with tassels, flights home from Poland being arrested together in Germany and stranded with an Irish gangster. And my favourite, the fact that he's been hypnotised just so that he can eat vegetables. But I'm not here to humiliate you. You're a mate. I've never heard a bad word said about Mike unless I started it. Really? Which is a testament to his mother Joan. Who's Joan? Yeah. And Colin. Who, may I add, I beat weekly at Ish. Ellie, my mum tried for 20 years to make him eat veg without success, until he finally refused to come round my house anymore. Chicken broth with vegetables on a Sunday without ketchup was the final straw. I'm being totally sincere when I say Mike really is a changed man. See there. Kindly produced by your little brother, by the way. I had nothing to do with that. By the way, I know Jamie's itching to get up here, so I'll only be a few moments. Ellie, with your influence, you have created a more placid and easygoing Michael. Very rarely now do I hear, I'm not moaning, but... There's even less imaginary road rage rows when I'm on the mobile phone to him on his way home from work. There's also considerably less sequins and a more sensible style of dress code. I know he's very happy, and I hope that the both of you happiness continues for years to come. Oh, sorry. Well, that was a burp, that wasn't really I swear.
It sounded like
I'm told that the roller disco was a huge success last week, and I can actually vouch that Prague was a success, as I was invited on that one.
I don't know why.
It's now time for me to pass the microphone over to probably one of the most naturally funny people I've ever met. The incredible Jamie Keynes.
Well done, Andrew, well done. As you can probably tell, I'm the younger brother. Yes, it's true when they say artists make a rough drawing before the final masterpiece. I'd also like to thank everyone for coming today to celebrate Michael and Ellie's wedding part 2. Part 1 for those who were invited, Andrew, was for immediate family. Michael and Ellie got married on the beach in the beautiful sunshine. We had a brilliant time, but they wanted today to be about all the friends who couldn't make it, be part of the big day, decided to have a big party today, and here we are. It's been a good day so far. They say the 13th is unlucky for some, but not for this couple. Michael and Ellie were both born on the 13th of October, with Ellie being 3 years younger. They met back in the days of Stars nightclub, when Michael was living in Bromley and Ellie in Greenwich. After being friends for a while, they finally got together one evening in Bar Coast in Bromley. Mike got her so drunk that she ended up sleeping with a bucket beside her on his canary yellow sofa, and things moved on from there. I think Mike always knew Ellie was the one, and when she got the job as an air hostess, he knew he'd hit the jackpot.